Welcome back to Abrar Knowledge channel. Today we are going to do it together on Minitab assessment and also gist of what the topic in the Simplilearn it covers up. That also we are going to do it. And this is the stat. I have almost completed 1771 learning minutes, and the accuracy of this is 96. And also in the before I have also completed Power BI also as well. Now I'm trying to do it Tableau, and that will come up in the future one. I'm already preparing it. And now let's talk about Minitab. And I've also, since it is 85 percentage course completed with the assessment, and the certificate is also ready. And let's see what these in the Simplilearn, what you can take a look from the Minitab standpoint, right? So it has got 11 lesson. First lesson is basically a course introduction. You will be able to download also as well. And the next one is introduction to Minitab, and it has got 13 sub chapter, and then it also talks about the knowledge check. Each chapter, each lesson has got a knowledge check, right? So that means in a summary we are going to learn that there are 11 lessons. One is course introduction to Minitab, graphical analysis, control chart, MSA, process capability is fabulously explained. The process capability for normal data, non-normal data, discrete data, like Poisson distribution, binomial distribution, variable distribution, and very fabulously it is being explained. And hypothesis also well explained, and with the non-parametric and parametric test and correlation regression up to multiple regression they have explained very nicely, and analysis of variance and design of experiment up to you will expect the response optimizer you can expect. Full factorial also you have some insights on full factorials. So this is the 11th chapter what it has got. Let's talk about more in detail. We'll take the assessment now. The first chapter do not have any assessment directly. It has got the introduction. Let me go to the next chapter. The second chapter has got knowledge check. Let's do it this one. Take the quiz. The first question: which of the following Minitab features enables you to apply a different format to data in every cell of a column, right? Conditional formatting you can do. That something is a right. I hope this is the right answer. This is the right answer. The next one is the control chart option can be found under dash. It can found under stat menu. That's right. And let's go to the third one. Which of the following tabs in Minitab allows user to navigate in the worksheet and apply formula to column? So when you say apply formula to column, you can go to the editor. When you want to directly apply the formula, you can go to calculator. That's right. So we have done with the first assessment. Let's take the chapter number 3. Chapter number 3 has got knowledge check again. In this we are going to take the chapter number 3. Which of the following chart practices the principle of vital few and trivial many? They have given 4 options. And Pareto, we know 80-20, right? And then the second one, which of the following chart can be used to reveal the evidence for any special variation in the process? Pie chart, no. Run chart we can skip. Histogram, and then the run chart is something which we can also tell that how many variations are there and all that. And then the last question from the chapter number 3, dash is used to assess the symmetry or skewness of data, right? So basically histogram. In histogram you will get to know whether the data is being symmetrical, not symmetrical, whether if it has been any skewness is there, if any kurtosis problem. All these you will get to know very easily. Okay, let's check the answer. Let me just, yeah. So that's right answer, and I will submit the quiz. So in the third also we got 3 out of 3, and let's go to the fourth chapter. Fourth chapter, it has got on control chart. In the control chart again that quiz starts. Which of the following helps distinguish between the variation in the process resulting from common cause and the variation resulting from a special cause, right? So control chart will get to know if there are any special cause and common cause and all that. So basically control chart has got a limit and then upper limit and lower limit. If the point goes out, that is a special cause. Even if it is there, as per the interpretation, if it is any rising up and falling down, that is also we can be considered. So control chart should be the right answer. Let's see what it is. Yes, control chart is the right answer. And then the next one, which of the following control chart can be used for variable data? When you have a variable data, you can use IMR, because P chart, U chart and C chart is for discrete one. And which of the following control chart can be used for discrete? For discrete, first three is the one for variable. NP chart should be the discrete one, like P chart, NP chart, U chart and C chart. Okay, this is the one we already completed the fourth chapter. Let's go to the fifth chapter. The fifth chapter is on MSA. Let's see the questions. So which of the following options helps identifying the reason for process variation, right? Process variation you can get to know from MSA, measurement system analysis. And the next question, which of the following statement is true about gauge RNR? So gauge RNR is something, it is a method to quantify the reproducibility of a measurement system, right? And then this is an easy question. Identify the correct path to perform the gauge study in Minitab. You have to go to stat and from the stat quality tools, and it is there in that gauge study. We completed the fifth one. Let's go to the sixth one. In the sixth one, as I said, that they have explained very nicely about the case studies and non-normal data and all that. Let's take a quick look on the tech quiz. Which of the following is true of process capability, right? When you say process capability is all about ability to meet the customer expectation without additional efforts, right? Because it is all about USL minus LSL by 6 sigma. Maybe I'll write it down, USL minus LSL by 6 sigma, right? We can also, let's assume that this is the question is on the ratio. The ratio CP is process capability ratio, USL minus LSL. So this is one will be very, very helpful. And which of the following tests is best suited to determine whether the defect per unit is per the customer requirement, right? So this is when you say as per the customer one, Poisson distribution is one thing which we can do. Poisson capability test we can do in the process capability. Yeah, a Poisson capability test help determine whether the rate of defect per unit DPU meets the customer requirement. Good question. And then the next question we have, which of the following tests helps determine whether the percentage of defective items meet the customer requirement? And the answer is binomial, because we are talking about defective and then percentage, so it's a binomial one. Let's check the answer. Binomial capability analysis help to determine whether the percentage of defective items meet the customer requirement. We got 3 out of 3. Let's go to the 7th chapter, that is on hypothesis. And let's go to the first question. And which of the following method is used to analyze whether the difference between two or more sample is due to random chance or whether the difference actually exists, right? We can do hypothesis. We can prove if the p-value is less than or equal to 5%. Next question. And which of the following hypothesis tests is best suited for normal distribution? Best suited for normal one, this paired t-test. Why paired t-test is because Morse, Kruskal and Friedman is all non-parametric tests. Dash, that test helps determine whether the percentage of item in each outcome category is significantly different from its target value, right? So chi-square goodness of fit test, two proportion, modes and all will not come. Okay, let's go to the 8th chapter. Which of the following is an example of non-parametric one? In this very example, so the Friedman test is one, because paired test comes in parametric, one sample, two sample, all these come in parametric. And the next question, which of the following test is also known as Wilcoxon-Rank-Sum test? Wilcoxon-Mann-Whitney test is also called two sample Mann-Whitney test also, it says. The next question, and which of the following test is the non-parametric alternative to one-way ANOVA? Which is alternative to one-way ANOVA aids Morse median tests? Okay, let's go to the 9th one. And dash, when used with the correlation and scatter plots, helps predict the future performance from the past result, and regression is the best technique. And which of the following helps predict the whether there exists a relation between two variables? Then you can use a simple, because we are talking about two variables, so simple linear equation will help. Dash, statistical technique to model the relationship between one dependent variable, two or more independent variable. Then you can go for multiple linear regression. Let's go for the 10th chapter. Dash is a method used in a statistic to study the relationship between a response variable and one or more predictable variables. What is that? Right? So analysis of variance we can study. That's right. And the next one is dash is used to examine the difference between the means of various level of one or two factors. So we can use the main effect plots. And in the interaction plot, indicate zero interaction between the factor is an intersecting, a curve, a parallel, or none of the above. Parallel. This also one last chapter we're going to do it, that is on design of experiment. A matchstick company wants to improve their quality of sticks by studying parameters such as optimized chemical deposit, thickness, moisture, content of stick. In this case, the company should employ dash method. Design of experiment will give you all these options. And which of the following is true of one factor at a time is when the factor is altered, all the other factor remain constant or held constant. The dash plot tell us that how different experimental settings affect the predicted response for a stored model, that is called optimizations. Optimizations, a Minitab response optimizer tool plot tell us that how different experiment setting affect the predicted response for a stored one. We can also scroll down and up and all that to find it out. I hope you find this one useful. We have completed all this exam, and thank you so much. You have a great day ahead.